Welcome back! So my name is Ashley Shalina Signs. Thank you so much for coming to my channel today. This is day 3 of me posting videos for my 7-day challenge, and today I'm bringing you a bit of a story time. So my story time today is probably confusing you by the title already. What is a dick sweater? And by the end of this video, you may or may not just tell me, girl, there's a simpler term for that. I'm gonna probably be like, yes, but my word vomit did not equal that term at that time, therefore dick sweater is my word. I'm gonna start first with a little bit of backstory. It's gonna start with 3 particular dudes, and I'm just kind of gonna run through them as quickly as possible because they all hold the same traits, but 3 times is 3 times enough to be able to sustain the definition of a dick sweater. So basically, one guy that I had maybe went on 2 full dates on, took me out, was very nice, complimenting me every way, very much a gentleman. We were at the Renaissance Festival, we enjoyed mead, and it was amazing, and we talked about many things that interest us. Okay, so apparently Molly wanted to be here for the storytelling. Anyway, was complimenting me every 5 minutes, like, you know, you're beautiful, you're smart, you're gorgeous, I would love to take you out again. And honestly, I could see us going somewhere and doing something, and I'm over here like, you know what, it's been a really nice date, and I don't judge a book by its cover, and I honestly think you're a great conversation, but I'm not really in the mood to continually date at the moment with the same person, and I've got some other plans. He was like, that's fine. And then it came around, he wanted to go out again, and when I told him I'm sorry, I'm just not interested, he flipped the entire scenario in that every nice thing he said to me in the last couple of days, be passive aggressive and demeaning on himself, like, yeah, well, I'm just, you know, I'm a terrible person, and this and that, no one likes me, and I can't do that, and I'm just like, the hell? So anyway, I just wrote that off. Then comes guy number 2. This guy I met while I was in college. I met him in one of my art classes, and I honestly thought that he was really handsome and that he was cool. After I shared some very personal stuff in that class, he was trying to connect with me, and he was like, I have a feeling like you are very aware, that you're not afraid of anything, and that, you know, I really want to get to know your essence. And I'm over here just like, okay, I mean, I don't know what you're talking about, but I'll more than happy to help you figure out, you know, a solution to the problem the best I can. And he was like, okay, cool, I'm down. A few days passed or whatever. He meets me outside of class because it was an evening class and I was about ready to walk home. But he was like, that's a little far to be walking home, and ended up convincing me to letting me get a ride from him to go home. However, right before we took off, he was like, so I was gonna ask, you know, would you like to go to dinner with me? It doesn't mean anything, I just want some company for dinner. And I was like, okay, cool. But I told him, I was like, I mean, I don't mind going, but except that I don't really have money. And he goes, oh no, it's okay, it's on me. And I'm like, are you sure? Because I don't want to be a burden. He goes, no, it's okay, don't worry about it. So he ends up taking me out to a very, well-known steakhouse. It was awesome, and he was constantly like praising me, like, you're so beautiful, you're so intelligent, I can feel this like psychicness off of you, and you're deep, and I love that. You know, he was genuinely wanting to talk to me and get this kind of information from me in a genuine way, and I was like, okay, cool. Again, a few days down the line, I decided it's probably not best to be with this guy or to attempt to date him. I was kind of really uncomfortable because he was pushing some stuff on me, and I was just like, I'm getting a bad vibe from you, and I'm just not gonna do it. He had texted me after I was like, sorry, and he was like, oh, it's fine, you know, you and I were never friends to begin with. And I'm just like, what? And telling me all these nice things about myself and really buttering me up, if you will, and then the next thing you know, he's dropping me like a flat rock, and I'm just like, the third guy was actually a lot more recent, and it was about 2 years ago. This guy, I ended up falling like head over heels for because he was foreign and beautiful, and I thought amazing at the time. Only to find out that after he's telling me, like, I can see a life with you, I can see us having children, we can get married, we can run away, you know, I'll do anything for you. And, you know, I was like so desperate to be in that particular kind of relationship. Come to find out, he was being really shady about a lot of stuff and lying to my face and acting very distant in public and only wanting to be around me in private, and it was weird and made me heartbroken because then I found out he like cheated on me with a coworker and some other things that he perpetually lies about, probably to this day, but I haven't talked to him in over a year, so good riddance. Long story short, these three people had a consistency of the same kind of method where they want to build you up and make you become attracted to them, and they're very charming and charismatic. They would slam dunk you into the ground, you know, calling you nasty names. They'll be passive aggressive to you and to themselves, and they'll guilt trip you and gaslight you about everything. And then finally take it to the level to where it's almost the point of no return. So anyway, all of this comes together because one night after babysitting for a friend, you know, him and I are just chatting along, and I'm over here blazed out of my mind, as I do, and I'm just thinking about these guys who are just like one right after another. You know, they wanted to get their dick wet, but the second that you gave them any kind of no, they would slide right out. And that's kind of where the process in my brain was going, to where I was like, I blurted out, I'm like, man, what a dick sweater. And then my friend who was sitting here, he just looked up from his phone, he's like, what? I'm just like, sorry man, word vomit. Dick sweater. Laughing hysterically about this because I understand that it sounds crazy. But he was like, what the hell is a dick sweater? And he was just like, I think that's a fuck boy. And I was just like, yeah, you know what? But I think dick sweater sounds a little bit more classier. So we're gonna go with that. So honestly, that is the story of how I came to the term dick sweater. If you liked what you saw today, be sure to give me a big thumbs up. I love you all so very much. Come back tomorrow. Better yet, subscribe so you don't forget. I will have a new video at noon for day 4 of my 7-day video challenge. I love you all so very much. Stay positive. Bye.